Warning, the views and beliefs in the following program does not reflect the views of Boom Broadcasting. We give full creative control to our creators and do not believe in cancel culture. Viewer discretion is advised.
Live from the MOWM studio, Boom Broadcasting presents The Nightcap. And your host of The Nightcap, mouthing off with Mike.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to The Nightcap here on Boom Broadcasting. Yes, it's me. Yes, it's me. It's M-I-K-E. It's mouthing off with Mike. And you know, usually he's 1/3 of the all-elite panel on Wednesday nights with my man Sean Lucas from Boom Broadcasting. But tonight, he is a part of Monday Night Mike when I welcome the man who likes to hit quick, host of Quick Hits, Shannon Smith on the Raw Nightcap. How you doing tonight, sir? How are we feeling?
Yeah, I'm doing great, man. It's odd doing the WWE show with you. It's usually all elite, but you made an exception for me. You made it up. You opened it up to me. Let's do it.
I would say, dare I say, you are an absolute legend for coming out to hang out with me this late back east, because we know Monday Night Raw ends at 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, the longest weekly wrestling show on the week. But so I greatly appreciate it. So thank you, Shannon. Make sure, ladies and gentlemen, Quick Hits will be out Wednesday on Boom Broadcasting. So you better go show some love to Professor Smith. We got Kayfabe Keith in the building. Let's go. What's going on? Good brother. Thanks for hanging out with us. Shannon, Monday Night Raw tonight, my man. Solid show. Just kind of touching on it a little bit here while the people file in here on Boom Broadcasting. And of course, my Twitter. Shannon, overall, we're in Houston, Texas tonight. Mm-hmm. What'd you think about this crowd?
Raucous crowd, man. They were in it from start to finish, which is what you want in a wrestling show. They were there. They were live. They were making themselves known. They were booing the heels. They were cheering the faces, which is what you want in a wrestling match. What can you ask for?
I agree, dude. Do you think Austin, Texas was louder or as loud as Baltimore last week?
I think that Austin, Texas was a little bit louder. They like the wrestling in Texas. You got to think about it, though. It's always a good show in Texas. They always are. You got HBK that was from Texas. You got Stone Cold that was from Texas. So, you've got plenty of wrestling legends that are from the biggest state in the United States of America. So, of course, it's always bigger in Texas is what they say.
Everything's always bigger in Texas, Shannon. I agree. You forgot one name here that I thought you were going to hit me with, because it would have been the most beautiful segue, but that's okay, because I'm here to fill in the gaps, because we also had in attendance Texas's own, Austin, Texas's own, the world's strongest man, Mark Henry, and his son, who is currently signed to WWE here. I believe he signed an NIL deal, so we might be seeing the world's strongest man son here very soon in WWE. So it's great to see Mark Henry tonight. Looks like he is officially all wrapped up with All Elite Wrestling, and that's something that we can definitely talk a lot about, because that's what we usually do here on the Nightcap. We also, Shannon, had an attendance, which kind of shocked me a little bit. We had Diva legend Candice Michelle was in the building tonight in Raw.
Yeah.
And I don't have this photo. Now, she's not a wrestling legend, but we also had the girl from Austin and Alley, an old Disney Channel show. So my generation will understand that one. We got ZWC here coming in. Get a spatula for R-Truth. Poor dude. Now, listen, ZWC. I took personal offense to what this man, Big Bronson Reed, did to one of my favorites. I'm gonna be a fan here for a minute. R-Truth has been a a wrestler that as a kid I gravitated to, as an adult I still gravitate to, because he is in fact what they called him tonight, Shannon, a national treasure. How could they do this to R-Truth tonight?
I don't know, man. It's rough, man. And I know how you feel, man, because I grew up with R-Truth as well too. K Quick, and Ron Killings. Being the first black wrestler to hold the 10 pounds of gold. I mean, he's a legend, and he hung out with Pac as well too. Hung out with Tupac. I was like, man, come on, man, you can't do that. Come on,
dude. R-Truth has the greatest. Like, he's just got the greatest life that you could.
Yeah.
Like, what you just rattled off is amazing.
Yes.
Much to the GOAT. We definitely, if I have to personally come to Austin, Texas, and get this man R-Truth off the ring mat, I will do it. I volunteer as tribute. I volunteer. We got our four sides of the ring brothers in the building. Fellas, what's going on? Now listen, you see the shirt here. Now, unfortunately, it says champion. What this should say is runner-up. So I did 3 count trivia last year, and all I got was this T-shirt. Now I don't have the belt to show. So while four sides of the ring is here, we'll talk a little bit about 3 count trivia, Shannon. Now I think the plans are in the air here. It looks like yourself and Sean are going to unite to become the Boom Boys here and hop in 3 count trivia in the tournament, while Mike and myself, the Prez, are also going to have a team. So we may end up facing each other's in the finals.
It's got to be done, man. Sometimes you got to put it to the side. You got to put the side, go for the title, those brass rings. Hey, if we're there, may the best man win.
Hey, that's what I like to hear. It's the ultimate gentleman's sport is what trivia could be. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're a wrestling content creator by chance, if you're a podcaster, you make edits, you do anything wrestling content creation wise, hit up 4 sides of the ring at 4 sides OTR and hit them up, because they're taking signups right now for 3 count trivia. Like I said, myself and the Prez, Shannon and Sean, we already got some teams here, so you may have to come ready for this action here when it comes to 3 count trivia. Now, Shannon, let's start off from the top here. Now that we've got the audience here, now that they're engaged with us, let's start everything off at the beginning, ladies and gentlemen. Mommy Rhea Ripley's going to kick off Monday Night Raw, Shannon. But that's not all that takes place here, is it?
Not at all. Not at all. Dom, he was at a crossroads. He made a choice. Hopefully he made the right choice. I doubt it. But we're going to see. Judgment Day is new. Rhea and Damian Priest want their revenge. They want it all. They want all the smoke. So, hey, we get a good match out of this. And I'm looking forward to this match where they have the mixed tag match. I'm going to like that.
I like it. Me too, dude. I'm excited for the mixed tag match at Bash in Berlin, which was finally made official here tonight. But I will say, Dom finally tells us his reasons. Why? This man said with a straight face on national television. Now, hear me out. I can barely say it with a straight face here in front of 80-some people watching on social media. This man said chicken tendies too.
Tendies? Really?
Chicken
How old are you, dog? How old are you, dog?
Listen, I'd be saying that. I'd be saying that, at home behind closed doors. Like, I need some chicken tendies tonight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I can honestly say, in 38 years of life, even as a kid, I never said the word tendies, and I don't plan on it.
Respect.
I don't plan on it. And I'm just like, I'm a video game guy too. I get it, Dom. I'm a video game guy as well too. But you don't be saying all that, man. Don't tell all the business. Just tell tidbits. Don't let everybody know everything. You're not supposed to do that.
I can't, dude. Oh, Shannon Smith, known anti-tendies guy. We'll never say tendies. Are nuggies off the table as well? You're not going to refer to nuggets as nuggies?
Very much.
Can't get some no chicken nuggies. All right. Well, that's unfortunate.
I mean, to each his own. I'm not saying I'm not saying don't ever say it like, me, just me. It's on the table for me. I ain't saying that. It's a matter of body. I'm a live and let live type of person. I'm not gonna let age get involved in things because people do things differently. I am fortunate enough to be around impressionable youth working boom broadcasting, so I can't judge everything because I don't want to be too old. I'm already being called Unc. And I say something about that on Quick Hits. You don't know anything about that yet. It's not dropped yet. But I say something about it because, I take a little bit of offense to it. I mean, I love it's a term of endearment. I know. But there's some parts of it where I'm just like, I got to address. I do.
That's fair. That's fair. Listen, all love here. I just love I love your reaction, man. That's a 10 out of 10 right there. I don't care if we're live, dude. That is right there. That made my whole night. That put a massive smile on my face. Clearly, I'm over here cheesing from cheek to cheek.
Good.
Let's take a look here at some of these comments here. We got a first round. Oh boy. Oh, talk about cinema. That might be. I don't know. I don't know if the people really want to see that. Let's see. We got Raven. Thanks for checking us out here tonight on the Nightcap on Boo Broadcasting. Raw was average. Okay. I can see your point. There were some bright sides of Raw. There were some downsides of Raw. We'll definitely get into it here on the show in a little bit. No Wyatt 6 tonight. No Wyatt 6 in person, but we did get that really cool VHS with Bo that we're going to break down here in just a moment. Here he is, the man of the hour, Shannon, the birthday man. This man's got a birthday here in about 40 minutes. So happy early birthday, Derek. We'll be chatting it up this week here on Dynamite. So Derek's going to come on to Wednesday's show. And since we got Shannon here tonight, but listen, Rhea Ripley cracked me up here tonight, Shannon, when she hit us with you stabbed me, but not deep enough. And that's something that you're used to. She said, she hit him with the old, ooh, you don't have the facilities for that, Mr. Dom. I guess we're going to have to call Dom instead of Dirty Dom. We're going to have to call him Little Dom.
Yeah, man. That's rough, man. That's rough. It's typical after a breakup right there, talking about that, it wasn't good afterwards, though. It was fine during the time. But after it's all said and done, it was, yeah. And so, what a way to come in.
Yeah, just get that quick jab in here. And speaking of quick jabs, they brawl around this whole friggin' arena tonight in Austin, Texas. You got Damian Priest popping up behind Dom and Liv like the most cartoon horror movie-esque. Turn around, feel the villain's chest. You're like,
love that.
On some Scooby-Doo type shit here tonight on Raw, the old Rut-Row Reggie.
That's so classic, man, for real. I love that.
And of course, Mommy's about to hit Dom with the old Riptide, but unfortunately, Liv pulls him out and everything kind of breaks down. But we get Damian Priest versus Carlito here. Really, I'll be real here. Not much to write about here, but Priest looked damn good in this match.
Of course. I mean,
Priest looked fantastic.
This is a match for him, more or less, because he's got to assert himself. He's still, even though losing the title, he has his new beef now, so he gets to unleash a lot more. More anger, more angst, more revenge type. So, of course, he's going to be full of emotion in this match, which he was.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Which it works. And we need to see that. We need to see that, right? These are going to be the two biggest, billed to be the two biggest baby faces here, opposing what's supposed to be this evil heelish group in the Judgment Day. But to me, they're just running around like cowards, man. They're just running all around. They're scared of just Damian and Rhea. They've got the numbers here.
Yeah.
But they're the ones in retreat constantly. So it just goes to show you, cowards.
Oh,
True.
True heel fashion.
I like it. Thanks so much. Appreciate the birthday love, fellas. You know it, Derek. We love you, brother. You got to love the horror still shot with Dom Maria. Honestly, dude, gave me, I know on social media, they were comparing it to the Undertaker in the Boneyard match with AJ Styles, popping up, very Undertaker-esque. Well, they called Damian Priest something else that I'm not going to repeat on the show because the Prez I don't know if it constitutes a swear jar or it might be a full-blown suspension. So we want to keep the nightcap we want to keep the nightcap running here consecutively. But overall, good stuff from Priest. Shannon, not much to write home about, when it comes to opening contest of Raw. So I can understand where some of the commenters feel, it was an average show. But for me, what always is going to hit is the Wyatt 6. And tonight we got a new installment here into the VHS tapes. And we saw Bo talk to the entity that, I can only describe as Uncle Howdy, potentially even talking to, Bray Wyatt in a sense here. And I had to take some notes here. Let me go ahead and get the old notes up here. We hear in this promo, he was there. More than likely a reference to Bray. Something big is happening, but the work isn't done. Other doors shall be opened. The work must continue. My life for you, there you are. And then we see these glimpses of, Uncle Howdy and Bo's face and things that kind of start to break down. We see the masks of the other members of the Wyatt 6. The work is not done, Shannon. How do you interpret that? Where do you think this? What are your thoughts?
Man, I really don't know. The Chad Gable thing is not done yet, number one, because he wouldn't have got the Creed brothers watching his back if it were done. He would have got rid of them like he did Alpha Academy. But we don't know. I really don't know. We haven't seen the Wyatt 6 go after anybody else but Chad Gable, and that was unexpected as well too, because he was the first casualty that they had. If you call it a casualty, he was the first one when they were introduced. And so we don't know what's going to happen, because with the build of this group now, one thing about it is with the build of this group, they're going to be the next big thing. They're going to be bloodline status, I would say. Yeah. Because of the way the build is, what they're doing, who they're adding, their elements that they've got. But just the fact that they're paying tribute to Bray, the way they're doing this, I have no doubt that this would have been what was going on if Bray were around. And I'm here for it.
Absolutely, dude. I will say this tonight, it definitely leaves me with more questions than answers, right? Like you just said, like we don't know what their motives are, right? We've heard a lot in the previous QR codes, right? And you can go check out some of the breakdowns I did with top-notch Dyson Bennett, my resident Wyatt family expert. But we heard a lot about family was very important to Bo, right? To Uncle Howdy. And that, these members of this new Wyatt 6 were cast away. They were thrown aside. They were overlooked. They were taken advantage of, right? And then look at Chad Gable. Takes advantage of of Alpha Academy with Otis and Tozawa and Maxine. Immediately they go right after him, and he's promising this false sense of family of them. They go after him. Now tonight they say something big is happening. Something big is going to take place. Now, do you take that literally, as in the sense of somebody big, like maybe a Braun Strowman who has past connections to Bray and the Wyatt family, right? We know him as the Black Sheep when he debuted. Do you take that literal, or do you take that figuratively here, and that something bigger is coming for WWE with this group?
I think it's going to be figurative, to be honest with you. I would like to see a Braun Strowman with this group, but do they really need him? I don't know. But I do believe when they say something bigger is coming, it's going to be figurative. They've got bigger plans for them, at least I hope so. And I don't see why not with the way that this is being built up, like we said.
Absolutely. And I think there's going to be, I think this is just the first page of the story. And I think this is just page, maybe 5 of the first chapter, so to speak here. So I think way more is in the mix. So I'm not opposed to keeping them back a little bit from Raw tonight. Even though they still had presence with the video, we don't want to over dilute them. So I'm not mad at it. There's hints of them going after Damage Control at some point, maybe when Alexa Bliss returns. Shout out to the Real Cricket for bringing this comment up here, Shannon, because last week on Raw, when Dakota, maybe 2 weeks ago, Dakota was backstage and the Pluto symbol of the Wyatt Six was behind her. Now, unfortunately, we got news tonight on Raw that I don't know if it's within kayfabe, but they did say Dakota Kai is going to be out about 8 to 10 weeks with a meniscus issue.
Ooh.
So those plans potentially with maybe Damage Control and the Wyatt Six, potentially with Sister Abigail, Nikki Cross, maybe we will see an Alexa Bliss down the line. I think a lot of fans are holding out hope to see her. But remember, folks, she ended the Fiend. So who knows kind of where her allegiances lie here.
True.
Hey, keep that in mind.
There's something brewing. There's wrinkles in this, and this is why we love it so much, because of the long-term storytelling, intertwining every bit of the elements into it. This is what wrestling is.
You're, dude, spot on. That's what it is right there. Speaking of the Alpha Academy, they're in action against American Maids, the Creed brothers, Julius and Brutus. And this was a Texas Tornado tag match, and this match was a very big highlight for me on Monday Night Raw. This was a damn good match.
Oh, yeah.
Otis, man, he took a gnarly bump.
Yeah.
You know, when they did that suplex back body drop combo.
All together.
He took that hit hard, man. But overall, an incredible win here. American Made get the win because Ivy Nile has joined the group and choked out Maxine on the announce table. Now, you were a part of the SummerSlam Nightcap. You know, I'm kind of toying with this new thing here, as you know. What do you think about this picture here? What's your quick hit?
And this was unexpected, which adds a new wrinkle to this right here, because this is something, once again, Chad Gable pulling strings. He's doing his manipulation. He's adding more people to his faction, which is something that he does, being the master teacher, or so he calls himself. So this is good because it's going to be able to intertwine all three members inside of Alpha Academy. And then, of course, with Chad Gable's faction as well, too. He's taking more, I think right now he's doing a managerial type of role right now. He'll be back in the ring real soon, but he's doing kind of like the managerial stuff, getting these guys and girls over, helping these guys and girls inside of the business, which once again is something that's very important because of the youth and the younger talent in WWE that has to get over, because, you know, there's room for the table for so many, but, you know, you got to make sure that who you're getting and who you're developing is for the taking. So this is good. I like this right here. Smart move.
Absolutely. I have said this for a while. I needed Ivy to get some edge.
Yes.
And tonight, dude, she brought the edge. Much like the Rated R Superstar Edge, she had some edge tonight, man, and choked her out there on that table. So I was very happy to see this. Chad Gable was in Paris for the Olympics. He was checking out, doing a little scouting here. Shout out, because one of the WWE NIL athletes actually won gold.
Yes.
In the Olympics. So shout out to her. Shout out to Chad for doing a little scouting out there at the Olympics. And he even said it tonight. He's not finished with the Wyatt Six, so you're on the ball there. It looks like things are going to continue here. I'm very shocked, though. I know we said it like a few minutes ago, but I'm shocked we didn't at least see like some lights flicker or anything during this match. I'm shocked.
Yeah, I am too. I figured it would be at least something, but, you know, in this case, it was good that it was on the side of Chad Gable, because, you know, you can't have one side getting the advantage every single time. It's not a rivalry if it does.
There it is. Right there. Folks, listen to this man. He's spitting. He's always spitting game. He's always spitting. Tonight, we also did see the in-ring debut of Mr. Odyssey Jones. This man, he's got it, dude. He's got personality. He's got charisma. And he can move in that ring, man. So shout out to him. Shout out to Vince Winey, who he opposed tonight. He's another NXT guy in the pipeline. Also, got the look, the guy, and he looked pretty good in the ring, I will say. But this is not the main point we got to talk about here, Shannon. You know what we got to talk about? The cracks have begun to get bigger and bigger and bigger when it comes to Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods of the New Day. Woods looked pissed.
Oh, yeah.
When he heard that they got to go to the ring with Odyssey Jones. He looked pissed in that ring after Odyssey Jones won and Kofi challenged the Final Testament to a 6-man tag match next week on Raw. So, do you think Woods is out? Or do you think they're going to swerve us and it's going to be Kofi all along?
Whoa.
Yeah.
In this case, once again, you pulling my favorite movie out, Godfather. When Michael looks and says that's the smart move, the smart move would be Kofi. The smart move would be Kofi, but Xavier Woods has always been smarter. So I think the right move would be to swerve Kofi away, to have Kofi with Odyssey Jones, and then put Xavier Woods with Karrion Kross. I think that would be the smart move because Xavier Woods has always been smarter, in my opinion. Kofi's been the face for a while, and Xavier Woods could actually play a heel pretty good. I think that Xavier Woods is more of a believable heel, in my opinion. I might be wrong on that one. That might be a hot take. But to me, I think Xavier Woods would be a more viable heel than Kofi Kingston.
Listen, I agree with you. I think Kofi's to the point in his career where I don't think the crowd wants to boo for him, right?
No.
Like, I don't, as a fan, like I'm not going to boo Kofi Kingston. Like he's a legend, right? Already. Right. And it's like Woods on the other hand, I could get behind that because the guy really, look, he's been in the tag team, right? He's been with the New Day for over 10 years. He founded the New Day, right? They all come together. They make this amazing group. It's the greatest thing in WWE up to that point, right?
Yep.
Now it's kind of like, okay, we don't know what's going on with Big E. We're kind of just here, right? They're just here for the New Day Rocks reaction from the crowd, which I'm not dismissing them at all, right? Where I'm just stating facts. For a while there, you could agree that they were just there for that's it, Now it's like we've got a story here. We've got an interesting little bit of tidbit here because Kofi's bringing in Odyssey Jones, this new young talent who's a powerhouse, and Kross even calls him out and says, "Look, you think he's trying to replace Big E? No. But what if he's trying to replace you, Woods?" And that right there, Kross. People want to hate on Kross in the Final Testament, but this right here, they're proving to you why WWE believes in them. They're putting them in programs on Monday Night Raw because Kross in the Final Testament, especially Kross, he can tell a story, man.
Yeah.
He can tell a story with his words. And this right here, this is a breath of fresh air for the New Day when it comes to what they're usually doing on TV.
Right.
I can't be mad at this at all.
Not at all. And if you are, then you know what? Forget about it. You're out of the conversation. This is good right here. Think about it. Karrion Kross is the guy that broke up the New Day. Karrion Kross is going to have that. And that's going to be something that he can carry in as momentum for himself. He took a guy away from a group that was over with everyone, and they were so great. I broke that group up. And in there that long. But Karrion Kross, he's good. I mean, I'm liking Karrion Kross on the TV very, very much. I like what he did in NXT. I like what he's doing now. So this is smart. The fact that he's being pushed the way he is and being billed the way that he is. This is smart. I like it.
Absolutely. 100%. Let's take a look here. We got very unexpected indeed. Ivy truly brought in to Gable's false promises and definitely a diamond mine resurgence in American made. Yeah, Derek, you see it. Xavier Woods looks so out of sorts. It seems like his mind, he's checking out being a face. Yeah, it's coming. It's coming. But you know what also happened tonight, Shannon? Now this I know you're gonna like this reference. Now it's WWE does Raw physics tonight for Bronson Reed, and they break down the attack on Seth Rollins. giving us the 45-degree angles, saying that Seth Rollins was crushed by the weight of 2 elephants, 10 boars, and 50 kangaroos. 50 kangaroos. You know what this reminded you of, right?
Go ahead. Say it.
Sports science, baby.
Of course. ESPN Sports Science. Classic.
I like this. I need more of this from WWE.
This is dope.
WWE physics, nailing it, dude. This very ESPN-like.
See, this Pat McAfee effect is really, really working right now with WWE. Him adding the sports and, the stuff with ESPN as well, to making this more viable. People wonder why in the world we're watching wrestling, or ESPN is starting to cover wrestling, like MD said once on an episode of Out of Pocket. People are wondering why, and this is why. Because, it's getting to the point where wrestling is making its way back into pop culture, not like more than what it was, like more than what it is. You would have never thought in a million years ESPN would be having a wrestling commentator do his own show on ESPN and then cover it with wrestlers and then have wrestlers in there, have a wrestling effect to it. Now it's happening, and here we are. And it's about daggum time. You've got the people to do it. You've got the marketable people to do it. It's good and it's working. So, now they're adding stuff like WWE physics in here, making it more of a viable sport, making it more like a sport. And there you have it, which is something that, the entertainment aspect of wrestling is always going to be there. It's going to be there, yeah. But the sports side of it has to be in there also, too, to make it sports entertainment. You don't want one more than the other. And I think that's where WWE kind of had their troubles over the years. They tried to make it too entertaining and not sporty enough. Now they've got that happy medium. Good job, Triple H. Good job.
Absolutely. And then we can even add on to that, right? Because, we've seen them all throughout, like, the end of 2023, beginning of 2024, where they go to the commercial and they show the instant replay from a high flying move. That's something we've seen right off of ESPN, Sunday Night Baseball, right?
Yes.
I wouldn't be shocked if pretty soon we get those cursed graphics that the NFL does with, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Those NBC graphics where I wouldn't be shocked if we get stuff like that soon, because we're getting that sports-based approach. Even the overlays tonight on the graphics, right? In that main event, the 2 out of 3 falls, they showed the number of falls, right? They used to do the basic little trackers. They did a whole thing tonight.
Good.
They even have been recapping what took place earlier on the show with the lower thirds. And tonight they even told us who was on commentary and who was backstage interviewing. Yeah. So it's like, dude, they are taking as many notes as they possibly can from like ESPN, Fox Sports, NBC with the sports coverage, and of course that Pat McAfee effect, right? There's a lot of synergy there.
Yes.
And to top it all off, coming in October, September, I can't remember, Joe Tessitore is coming in to become the commentator there. I can't wait for Joe.
Yes, I love Joe Tessitore. I'm looking forward to that because I love hearing him commentate boxing. I love hearing him commentate a lot of things. See, this is what has been missing, in my opinion, here. The entertainment is great. Once again, you got to have entertainers. You got to have that pop culture to appeal to a certain set of fan. Regardless of what anybody says, I know there's people that's like, oh, well, you're appealing to people who don't watch wrestling. What does football do? Appeal to people who don't watch football. The Super Bowl hasn't been about football for a long time. So what's so wrong with doing that with wrestling? And also, they're not losing the wrestling fan. They're not losing the sports fan. They're grabbing them together and they're sending them down together and saying, I have something for you and I have something for you. So enjoy.
Dude, couldn't have put it any better myself. Right. Watch Quick Hits on Wednesdays. This man is always dropping knowledge on a dime here. Karrion Kross is truly a great storyteller. He adds valid points to his promos. I agree, Derek. We got Always Main Event Nate What's going on, good brother? Long sigh. Should I hit the long sigh from? I don't want them to break up the New Day. I just want them to give them more of a dark theme. I can understand that. The New Day, it's like a comfort food, right? It's like that comfort food you go to when you need it, like you need something good, and that's what the New Day is for a lot of us fans. But I'll be honest, Nate. I need to see a shift. I need to see a shift happen. Sucks Pat is going away for football. He's great on commentary. Yeah, you know, hey, we're bringing in Joe Tessitore, though. So if we lose Pat for a couple months with College Game Day and college football, I'm okay with it because we're getting Joe in the mix. And Joe, if you've never heard of Joe Tessitore football call, boxing call, go Google it, go YouTube it, because he's got energy, and that's the kind of guy you want. I miss sports science as well, Derek. It was an awesome segment. It was so cool. Give ESPN, bring back sports science while we're at it here. Pat McAfee and the Telestrator is gold.
Yes.
And Nate said, I can dig that. See, I got you, Nate. I got you. We gotta, I just need to see them. I need to see something else. We need to twist the lid off that Xavier Woods push. And I want to see Woods fighting for titles now. You know,
Yes.
maybe Kofi and Odyssey can become, something together. And Kofi can show them the ropes. But for the most part, I want to see these guys fighting, and I want to see them fighting for singles titles.
Right.
They've deserved it. Woods can carry a match. Woods is a hell of a wrestler. So
Absolutely. Very good. Very good. Austin Creed.
Creed. I love that Michael Cole thought when Cross was like, Austin, don't think this is about you. I love that Michael Cole thought he was talking to Woods because, Austin is his real name. And he was just referencing Austin, Texas. I was like, Cole. Oh, Cole. Oh, you're too funny. But yeah, 50 kangaroos, Shannon. Watch out for Bronson Reed and the 50 kangaroo weight. What hurts more, taking a tsunami from Bronson Reed or watching the Australian breakdancer routine?
Oh man, you must be reading my notes for quick hits, because I make a reference to that on the show. She got 4 years. She got 4 years to not do anything that foolish again. So there's no excuse. I'm okay with this time around. This time around, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it, but I'm not okay with it. I understand it this time around. But in 4 years' time, 1,420 days into 2028's Olympics, if you did it wrong then, get out. You're done.
Oh my God.
You can't
I can't wait. I can't wait to hear your thoughts on that on Wednesday on Quick Hits, dude. Oh my goodness. I can't wait. But what I really don't want to talk about, because I really don't know what to say about it, is the fact that Sonya, Shayna, and Zoe have a name, Shannon. And that name is the Pure Fusion Collective. And I'm going to be honest with you here. We should have went with what Mishin had. Because at least what Mishin had made the people talk, made the people laugh. Because this right here, PFC, the Pure Fusion Collective, this is my initial thoughts. They may change over time.
I hope.
But for the current moment, I'm out. I can't. We just, all hope I had, I just, PFC, Pure Fusion Collective. Pure Fusion Collective.
I don't know. I mean, I'm at a loss. I'm at a loss too, Mike. I'm at a loss too. I'm missing initial thoughts on the Pure Fusion Collective. They needed a name for the time being. They needed a name for the time being. I don't know. I don't know.
Listen, social media was on fire when this one dropped here today. They were not happy about this name. And I don't know if that's Mishin's fault for, coming out strong with the stud line a few weeks ago. But the fans, the reception was not good for Pure Fusion Collective. Now, listen, I hope that the talents of all three of these women, Shayna, Zoe, and Sonya, can power through and just continue to dominate on Raw, because I'm thoroughly enjoying their faction.
Yes.
No ifs, ands, or buts about that. And this match tonight with Damage Control's Io and Kairi Sane was solid until the shenanigans, right? Now, next week, it's a triple threat for the women's tag titles with the Unholy Union defending against both of these teams.
Right.
But you already know what's happening, right? You already know what's going to happen. That match is going to end in shenanigans because who is going to interfere in that match?
Oh, man. Don't even say it. Don't even say it.
Because Jade and Bianca are going to interfere in that match. And then we're going to a fatal 4-way, fingers crossed, at Bash in Berlin.
Yeah, I like that, though. I mean, I like the idea. I really do. I mean, because I even saw, when they said number one contenders for the women's tag titles, I was like, ain't no way that this is going to be ending with a clean victory from anybody. Ain't no way. So when I saw that, I'm like, this, because it came out of nowhere. Like, the number one contendership came out of nowhere. And I was like,
yeah.
Okay. So who's doing this? Who's doing this booking? Who's doing this? Because I'm not picking up what you're throwing down. And then I was like, wait a minute, I know what they're gonna do. And exactly right. Interference. Then we're gonna get another interference. And then we're gonna get it at Bash in Berlin very end of the month. Good move. I dig it. I dig it.
For me, I've moaned and groaned. You've probably heard me moan and groan. I'm mouthing off with Mike because I'm like, why can't we get the women's tag titles back on a premium live event? Well,
right.
Shannon, I think they finally figured that way out. They have to. At this point, it looks like that's the direction.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't defended. None of the tag titles were defended in SummerSlam. So, and rightfully so. And rightfully so.
Yeah.
Because you had to add, a lot of those titles in there. You got to add some storyline stuff in there as well, too. Bash in Berlin is a time where you can actually defend other titles that weren't defended at SummerSlam. Add another storyline or another wrinkle into a storyline as well, too. You're getting that as well. And then plus you're getting titles defended. So all in all, smart move.
All in all, a win here. Listen, it's going to be tough. If Dakota Kai is out 8 to 10 weeks, I'm a little sad about it. If she is out, speedy recovery to her.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, PFC, Pure Fusion Collective, come on, guys. There was better in the tank on that one. Other than that, I enjoyed it. There were some good women's segments here tonight. I'll take it. As you know, I'm a big women's wrestling guy. So I'm always very loud about lack of women being featured. And tonight, the women got a pretty good shake here across Raw with Ivy, Maxine, this match, and of course, Rhea and Liv kicking us off to start Raw. But isn't that the guy that killed Rollins last week? This backstage segment, Shannon, I had to add it tonight because I audibly was laughing my ass off at Randy hyping up the Miz, going, "You got this, Miz. You're a 2-time Grand Slam champion. You got this. R-Truth, you got this, Miz. You're awesome. You're gonna do it." The whole setup, and then the Miz, "I got this. I'm awesome." Walks away. R-Truth, you really think he's got this?
No.
And he walks.
He's like, no. I mean, he's gonna.
And then that bastard Bronson Reed destroyed my man R-Truth. It was a damn shame. But before we get there, we got to talk about the Viper, Randy Orton, going face to face with the Ring General Gunther. He had an extra little something in that one tonight. Yeah, he had a little extra Ring General. Doing my little Tamatanga impersonations here. Well, you gotta love some Amana.
That's good. I like that. That's good.
It's the later it gets, the sillier it gets. So shout out to you watching the Nightcap. But this is not all that happens here because Gunther's back to his old ways, Shannon. He called this man's grandfather a waste of space. He called this man's father a waste of space. And he said the biggest waste of talent is you. What did this man Gunther unlock, dude?
I'm here for it, man. I mean, and here I was thinking that they were going to turn Gunther face. Wrong. He's better as a heel. Is very, very good. Of course, Randy is the face, right? Is the face. They're loving the Viper. He's the man. They called him a snake, though. That was one thing that kind of caught me off guard. They said he is a snake. In this case, I don't see that happening, of course, But this is going to be the hype Gunther as well, too, because, Gunther has beat Randy in the past. He beat him clean. And so going in with the title, and I don't see Gunther getting the title taken off him this quickly. I don't see that happening. This is going to be a good match. Randy Orton is going to push Gunther and see what Gunther is made of. And we are going to see what Gunther is made of yet again, because he has been pierced. The armor has been pierced. Damian Priest done it. So we're going to see what Randy Orton has for Gunther. Or, Gunther's like the only wrestler that has his name said 3 times, which is weird. Gunther, Gunther, Gunther.
Gunther.
Really?
Everyone says it differently, bro.
Gunther, yeah, they call him Gunther, yeah, Gunther.
Gunther, I'm like, Gunther.
Which one is it?
This man is not from the South. It's not Gunther. It's not Gunther. Like I love when Pat McAfee says it. I'm like, Pat, that's not the way, Pat. It's Gunther. Gunther. Just like when his name was Walter, it's Walter.
Yeah.
Ever missed that one?
Yeah.
But listen, of course, Drew McIntyre, Mr. I'm not happy about anything except that I beat CM Punk. He's not happy with Pierce that Randy Orton just gets to complain his way to Raw to get a title opportunity. So he comes out to confront Gunther and Randy. That's when Randy hits this man Gunther with a little RKO. Solid. Gunther, like you said, the armor's been chipped. So maybe I'd be shocked if Randy beats him, but
yeah,
maybe there's a strong maybe in there. I don't think so.
Nah,
but like the kid inside of me, like the little kid Mike here, he's like, I need Randy to win the title. You know what I mean?
I understand, and I mean, and I would like for that as well too. But when you get a little older, you side with the heels a little more. I never thought in a million years that I would be coinciding with a 97 Bret Hart at an older age. But I get it. I understand it. And I'm just like, man, when I was a kid, I was like, Bret Hart, go to hell. I can't stand you because you hurt HBK. And now I get older and say, you know what? HBK deserved that.
Oh my goodness. I'm slacking here on some of these comments. I'm so sorry, guys. It's a Monday, man. I'm waking up still. Like I've been up all day. We've all worked. Like all of us have had our 9 to 5 lives, but I'm still like trying to wake up today. I forgot I even had a live show today. I was like, what do I got to do tonight? I was like, I got Raw on, and I was like, what else do I have to do after Raw? And I was sitting there and I was like, what do I have to do? I was like, oh yeah, that's right. I have this whole, this night show, the Nightcap, right? So it's been one of those Mondays for me. Remember Tessitore from Holy Moly with Rob Riggle? Oh my God, I do remember that. I was not a big Holy Moly fan, but like I do remember that he was on that show. Don't get me started with the Aussie breakdancer. I will be okay with the dancer. Just do the kangaroo hop and maybe a kangaroo kick. Shout out to kangaroo kick. Big kangaroo kick guys here. LOL, women verse of the Shield. LOL, someone getting fired. LOL.
Ooh.
I mean, we could have come up with something a little bit better than Pro Fusion Collective. It's truly about time that the Women's Tag Team Championship is showing more relevancy. Damn right, Derek. Make sure you go show some birthday love to Derek. Go follow him on Twitter. Devastate Derek. I always retweet him. So if I'm not spelling that right or saying it, Derek will drop his @ in the Twitter, in the chat, whatever I'm saying. I don't even know what I'm saying at this point, Shannon. But yeah, go show some love to Derek for his birthday tomorrow. He's a good brother here at Mouthing Off with Mike in the Nightcap. Will the curse on the Women's Tag Team Championships concerning injuries, could that be why we see 3 women teams? Oh, booking like a mark, you may have just unlocked a part of my brain that was dormant because I forgot about the curse era of the Women's Tag Team Championship. I also love that the original people who cursed those titles hold those titles now. So maybe self-fulfilling prophecy in the end.
Wow.
But this right here, if you're watching this, they might be onto something. This might be something to take note of.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind. There's always a contingency plan in place, and that might be it. Remember, Drew and Orton had a bit of a rivalry during the Thunderdome Pandemic over, so it might pick up that. Oh, yes.
Yes.
I'll take this.
Thinking about that.
Honestly, I said this last week. I said Randy Orton is a Raw guy.
Yeah.
Like when I think of Randy Orton, I think of Raw. I don't
Yeah.
think of Randy on SmackDown. So I know he had that SmackDown run, you know, like 16, 17, right? And that was like iconic. But man, Randy belongs on Raw. And if we can get him on Raw, the storylines, obviously I know they're going to do Cody and Randy at some point, but the storylines that you could unlock with the Wyatt Six, with Drew McIntyre, with just a lot of people on Raw, with a Braun Breaker, Gunther, obviously. There's a lot of untapped feuds that I'd like to see. We talked a lot about this already. Bronson Reed. Why, Bronson? Why? I love Bronson Reed. Yeah. And I am the loudest advocate for this man because I was pissed. Shannon, there hasn't been a wrestler release that I've like actually gotten pissed about. There's been a few. Most notably in my mind was when Bronson Reed got released during like the stretch of that time where he just wins the NXT North American Championship. He drops it a week later and then he gets released. And nothing pissed me off more than that because I was like, this guy has it. And finally, he gets to show it here. But he beats the Miz up and he just flattened poor R-Truth, man. I take that personally. R-Truth's my guy.
I understand. I mean, but I like this gimmick of Bronson Reed. They're turning him into a big heel, a guy that doesn't care. I think the whole Seth Rollins thing was for Seth to get his time off. I think that was what it was.
Yeah.
This might be the Miz getting time off. I don't know. But of course, he's going to need those matches in order to get him over. Believable with the crowd, believable with the audience. And this is working here because it's going to put him into that monster category, and Raw needs a monster. And he's it.
Yeah, you know, speaking of monsters, we said his name earlier. Braun Strowman also notably missing with Raw these last couple of weeks. So maybe we got to keep an eye on him with the Wyatt Six. But Bronson Reed is a guy that he can, like, I think we talked about it. I think you, me, and Sean discussed this on a nightcap for a Wednesday possibly, or maybe SummerSlams. We did. We were talking about how Bronson Reed is like that Bam Bam, Vader, even Ryan Frick over there with tap outs and TDs said that he's got that little Yokozuna vibe to him. Like he's just he's all of these big men put into one big meaty man who can move, who can go off the top rope. Yep. He's menacing. He's the character work has been hitting for me. Like this is a guy right here, another guy that you got to argue, like get him in a title picture soon, right? This is hopefully building him up to be in that position.
Good.
To oppose a Braun Breaker for the Intercontinental Championship.
Mm-hmm. I mean, and good enough for him because he would make a good heel champion. I think that he would do very well in the role that he is in, no matter what it is. So yes, do it. Let's go.
Absolutely, dude. You know, and we failed to mention CM Punk attacked Drew McIntyre here, Shannon. CM Punk did go ahead. Well, Drew McIntyre tried to hit him with the belt.
Yeah.
That didn't work out too well because CM Punk got the last laugh with the belt. So it looks like a strap match is taking place in Bash in Berlin.
Good.
Wow. Who the hell comes out of that one? Is Punk on the winning side, or does Drew go 2-0 in the series? 2 up 2.
I think Drew McIntyre is going to get his just desserts. I think he is holding on to that bracelet. The fact he has that bracelet and the fact that he has something over CM Punk is going to give him that edge in the match. So I'm calling for Drew McIntyre to win this one.
Ooh, let's see about it, dude. This has got my attention. Let's see if it gets made official here in the coming weeks. But ladies and gentlemen, we are at the main event of Monday Night Raw. We finally made it here. All of the commercials tonight made me want to jump off of a small cliff. Don't do that, please. I don't advocate for any cliff jumping unless there's a nice large pool of water or natural river stream, and that you've tested to make sure that the water is in fact deep enough for you to dive. Listen. I'm not. We already read the damn disclaimer, so we're clear there. Do hit up your local injury lawyer if you end up jumping off a cliff. Don't hit me up. I'm not the one for that one. But we finally made it here to the main event. These commercials tonight, Shannon. Oh my goodness gracious! It's like we'd get an entrance, we'd go to commercial, we'd start a match, we'd go to commercial, we'd come back, we'd go to commercial. I had whiplash tonight, but throughout the thick of it, we had a really damn good main event on Raw that I would have liked to have seen 5 or 10 more minutes of. 2 out of 3 falls. Sami Zayn picks up the first fall with the haluva kick out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Braun Breaker throws this man over the timekeeper's area into the chair. He hits him with a spear, gets fall number 2.
Yep.
All things are possible here. We've got like 2 minutes left of Raw. I'm like, oh, overrun? No overrun, Shannon.
Nope.
Sami Zayn makes a critical error.
Yeah.
Critical error, Shannon.
Yeah.
High risk, high reward. Tonight, the risk. 1. Braun Breaker, spear out of midair. Vicious. I audibly got up. I was like, oh, like I got up and because that looked rough. Walk me through this match for me. Walk us through this match here for us. What are your thoughts? What was your, I guess, quick hit for this one? But I guess I could say, like, what was your hard hit for this one, man? Because this was a slapper.
First of all, I knew there was no way that Braun was losing this title. That was number 1. But number 2, Sammy hit some spots in this match right here that the average man probably would not want to hit with somebody like Braun Breaker. So that shows me how great of a worker Sammy really is. They're getting this sense of Braun Breaker being the badass that he is, being the position of power that he's in, the stronger man, the bigger man, the powerful man. That's what this match was. It was a continuation of what SummerSlam was. Him being assertive, him being powerful, him being very strong, opposed to the smaller Sami Zayn. But not only that, they never say die, they never quit in Sami Zayn. So you get both elements right here. Sami Zayn fighting to get something back that he lost, and Braun Breaker showing him with power and raw fury that you can't get it, man. Sorry about that. Not happening.
No, dude, listen, I tweeted this earlier, Shannon. Do you agree or disagree with this comment made by yours truly? Braun Breaker in 2025 will be the world heavyweight champion.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And why is that? Because he has the Intercontinental Championship. They're getting to the point where the Intercontinental Championship is showing you that, and that is what that title is for, is to show you that you're next. And put it on a up-and-comer like a Braun Breaker. Put it on one of those guys there. The same way with the United States title. They're putting it on an LA Knight. Showing them that, hey, you know what? You're next. You're it. We're going to put this title on you. Gunther. Put the Intercontinental title on Gunther. Gunther held it longer than anybody else has ever held it. And then Gunther wins World Heavyweight Champion. Wins King of the Ring. Wins World Heavyweight Championship. Wins that. That's what that title is for. Absolutely. And it's proper booking there, because you have to do that, because you can't just be placing the title on a guy and he hold the title for like 200 some odd days. I'm not going to say who, but the fact that you're going to give them that title just to hold it just for nothing. And you got other guys out here that are taking the bumps, that are paying the price, that are putting in hard work for this and getting absolutely nothing. So it is very important that we start putting relevancy, start putting respect, whatever you want to call it, on these titles here, instead of just having them as placeholders.
It's so corny to say it, but like, let this man cook. Let him spit some gospel, as The Rock would say. Let him spit some knowledge here for your brains, because you just hit the nail right on the head right there, Shannon. That means Braun Breaker is next, that he is the Intercontinental Champion. And what I hope that does mean as well is that Sami Zayn's also in line for that World Heavyweight Championship too.
Oh yeah.
But
he'll be in there. You know, he would
not be shocked to see.
Yeah, Braun's got to do it. You got to do it. I mean, you got to strike while the iron's hot with this man right here, because you know he is the future. He is from a wrestling pedigree, you know, from the great Steiner brothers,
of course.
And you know, you have to do that. You know, you got to put him where Randy Orton is at. You know, 13 title reigns. You got to put him near that line of title reigns. You got to put him in there. You got to put him as a mainstay for the world title, whether it's the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, whether it is the World Heavyweight Championship, whether it is the Universal title, whatever it is, you got to put him there or you'll lose him.
Absolutely. That's valid right there. I will say really quick, Braun Breaker cuts this backstage promo before the match. You know, hits us with a little, football guy, Pat McAfee. You know, we got any dogs? The dogs are barking in Austin, and then the crowd. Dude, wait till he if he stays like what he is right now, this badass, this unpredictable badass is what they're billing him. If he ever goes face or even as a heel, wait to that crowd reception. They're barking for him, and you hear that deafening bark at like a WrestleMania, because that is going to be, that's going to hit different, right? Imagine that.
When we start
it's coming together.
When we start talking about WrestleMania moments, when we start talking about stuff like that, he could be intertwined in those. I can see him having a WrestleMania moment, LA Knight having WrestleMania moments. Those guys doing that, that's going to be, that's going to be good. The future is good. The future is good. We've got guys who are getting built in the wrestling business. We got guys being built. The sport is going to stay. And this is another thing also, too, when I'm looking at the Olympics as well, too. Looking at these players that are up and coming. We had a good conversation with this when I was having my dinner. Right here, we were talking about how, the evolution of sport. The fact that the 80s, Bird and Magic saved the NBA. Then passed it on to Jordan. Jordan passed it on to AI. Passed it on to LeBron. The sport is going to elevate if you have a standard. And the standard and the bar keeps getting raised with these guys coming in. So, and it's the same way in wrestling. When you have a standard and you say, this is the standard that we have. And then all of a sudden those guys meet those standards and then they exceed those standards. And then you bring other guys in there and they exceed those standards. The sport is safe. Wrestling is cool again. Wrestling is at a boom period. It's here. Thank you. That's what happens. If you build it, they will come.
Oh, I love it. Thank you for saying that. Oh, we love it. If they build it, they will come, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go to these comments, and then we're going to wrap this show up here tonight. Let's see. Booker Like a Mark, since Randy's challenging for the Raw belt, why couldn't we have Bronson challenge for the SmackDown belt? I'm not mad at that. I could see a little trade. Now, hear me out. Jay and Sammy. Jay wants to go for the tag titles with Sammy.
Yep. Oops.
I don't think they're going to be able to get those tag titles before the OTC comes knocking. So we might see some trades, and I don't know. Maybe Randy goes to Raw. Cody loses his ally. I don't know if they're going to hold off on Cody and Randy, but there's something to keep an eye on there. Definitely, I think there's a trade coming down the pipeline here very soon when it comes to Raw and SmackDown. We got Send It Golf laughing. Hey, that's what we want with the Nightcap. If you're not laughing, then, man, I'm failing. No way Punk is losing twice in a row to Drew. Oh, there you have it, Shannon. You got some opposition here. Maybe. I don't know. It's tough because, they could also tell the story of Punk having, not having it in the tank anymore. And he has to really fight.
But I expect that from Kirk. Kirk's a Punk guy. I know Kirk. That's my boy. He's a Kirk. he's a Punk guy. That's him.
He's a Punk guy. I love it. He's a punk guy, not a punk.
Right.
Think about this. Before Braun Breaker became IC champion, he undermined Adam Pearce's authority. Now Breed is undermining Pearce's authority, so eventually it might be Braun versus Bronson. Yeah, absolutely. Also, Adam Pearce, sir, get control of your roster, dude. All right? All right, can we talk about this real quick before we end the show? Listen, about 2 months ago, poor Chad Gable ended up getting a hole in his brain,
right.
Getting his head almost squashed.
Right.
You got CM Punk and Drew McIntyre running around this whole place, fighting all over the place. You got Rhea and Liv fighting in the crowd. You had Braun Breaker spearing everybody, and everybody wrote off a guy off of wrestling so bad he's going to another company possibly, beat him up so bad. And now you got Bronson Reed squashing Seth frickin' Rollins last week. And then personally, I took this personally today, squashing my man R-Truth. So this is Adam Pearce. Get it together. I need this ship. It's not running tight, man. You got a loose ship here, and loose lips sink ships, baby. And this ship is sinking.
I mean, it's not good. Nick Aldis is not doing this. It's not happening.
Nick Aldis is cooking on SmackDown. He's pushing guys that don't want to listen to him. He's willing to get down and dirty. So Pearce, fight back, please.
Yes.
Fight back.
That's all we can ask.
Gosh. He also says Braun versus Gunther WrestleMania. Yes. I would love this.
I like it.
And I'll put an asterisk next to it because that's one I'd like to see. But to be honest, if Cena's there for WrestleMania, it's Cena Gunther. No doubt in my mind. There's that has to happen. Or at least in some capacity. But Braun Gunther could be something down the line. So I do like that, Cricket. So ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Nightcap. Shannon, please leave the people with a quick hit so they can go to sleep tonight.
All right. So, of course, podcast with Smitty on the Twitter /X, on the Instagram, on the TikTok. New episode of Quick Hits, 9 a.m. on Wednesday. You will see some different dynamics in the show. Looking forward to that. Been doing some editing. Got to finish editing tomorrow and send it to old Mike so he can go ahead and upload it. You will not be disappointed with this episode. It was better than last week's. But as always, I'm Shannon Smith. And this is Quick Hits.
Oh, I love it. Yes, sir, Shannon. While we're talking about Mike, the Prez over here, he's over here lounging. I heard he's got some sandy cheeks. So You know what, ladies and gentlemen, until the Prez is back, I'm the president now. This has been the Nightcap. I am mouthing off with Mike. That is Shannon Smith, host of Quick Hits on Boom Broadcasting. We're out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Go out there, get some sleep. I'll be back here tomorrow for NXT. Same place, just an hour earlier, because it's not 3 hours. Bye, guys. Thanks for watching the Nightcap.